The CDC has explained why it backflipped on its own health advice this week, urging all Americans, even fully vaccinated people, to again wear face masks indoors. That is because new data shows this Delta variant is as contagious as the chickenpox. A new study released today of some 500 cases. This was from a mass outbreak, all linked to the same infection in the state of Massachusetts. 3/4 of the people infected were fully vaccinated against COVID-19, and testing showed the fully vaccinated people actually had the same viral load in their noses as the unvaccinated. So the key takeaways from the data: the Delta variant is contagious in vaccinated and unvaccinated people, but the vaccines were effective in preventing serious illness.
Oh! Boom shakalaka, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters around the world. It is your boy Chris Shule, aka the esoteric noetic, aka the most chocolate Nubian of sobradas. The chocolate Nubian sobrada from Ghana, West Africa. I dropped the wisdomatic truth bombs here in Melbourne, Australia. You know, mate, you know I'm True Blue. You know I stand with Dan, Fauci, ScoMo, George Soros, Joe Correspondent. I'm on team meh, and I always do as I'm told. I've got my boom shakalaka. Hell, I'm getting my third dose. No, mate, I'm a trans-vax side. I identify as taking the jab, but I haven't. Ladies and gentlemen, be sure to like the video, subscribe, click on the bell, tell your friends, tell your mom, drop us some comments, let us know what it is. Let's get it. You guys want to know what's going down here in M-Town? Well, yesterday was the cutoff date for people to receive their first jab. How about that? Oh, we have so many good, caring people here in Australia that will sacrifice themselves for the greater good, which is good. And they're so good, they want you to sacrifice yourself as well. And if you don't, they'll force you, they'll punish you, unless, of course, you do it. That's our idea of justice here in Australia. We'll rape you. We'll force you to do anything we want. Of course, we'll tell you that it's your choice, and we'll tell you that we're a free society, but you're free to do as you're told. And if you disobey us, well, we'll just lock you up in your home. Won't allow you to leave the country, the state, and eventually, the way things are headed, you'll be in your home for the rest of your lives. All because you listen to us. 2 weeks to flatten the curve, mate. Yeah, look, mate.
2 weeks to flatten the curve. It's only just 2 weeks. Just listen to us, and you will have your precious freedom back. Ooh. Just 2 weeks.
Oh, look, mate, just 2 weeks? Or just 2? Oh, what about 1?
Just 2.
All right, mate. All right, we'll do 2 weeks. Almost 2 years now. And now check this out. Check this out. You ready for this one? All right, so... Daniel Andrews is talking about giving us our precious freedoms back, coming out of these lockdowns, with a new normal, of course. Of course, we'll still have to have some restrictions in place. And what's interesting is we went into these lockdowns, the current lockdowns we're in. We've been in and out of lockdowns throughout most of this year, and even when we haven't been in lockdowns, we've still had some restrictions, so we've never really been out of lockdowns. I mean, personally, I've never been in any lockdown because I am free. The chocolate Nubian is sovereign. I will do what I want, provided I do not hurt anybody. I have the right to do as I want. I do not care what you say. You can do as you want, but do not hurt anybody. I'm not listening to your stupid mandates. But anyway, I digress. So, so we went into these lockdowns because there were a couple of cases, right? We're having 2 or 3 cases every day. Oh my God. There's been a case. There's been like 1 case. Or 2 cases. Oh my God, we had 3 cases. Oh. And we went into lockdown because of a few cases, right? Hell, I think in Canberra at one point they had like 1 case and the entire country went into lockdowns. Now check this out. We've had... we had over 2,000 cases just the other day. Now we're having thousands of cases. Oh, things are many times worse, you'd probably imagine, right? Because we're having lots of cases, right? We've even had quite a number of deaths, according to the mainstream. I mean, I don't know. I just listen to what they tell me. And now, because of all these cases, we're going back. We're going back to our freedoms because everyone's been boom shakalaka, right? And the boom shakalaka is the deciding factor. Now everyone is boom shakalaka. We're up to like almost 90%. We can go back, but according to at least some reports, people that have been boom shakalaka, well, they're still gonna maybe not be as safe as we thought they were.
All you have to do is listen to us. Just listen to us, and we will bring back your freedom. 2 weeks to flatten the curve. Just allow us to rape you, and you will get your freedom back. Just allow us to control your life.
I'm laughing, but it really isn't funny, guys. It really isn't funny, particularly when you see people that you love, you care about, succumbing to this. I went to see my auntie just yesterday, and she wasn't doing well. I mean, she has her own hairdressing studio that she's been building for quite some time now. This is where I get my braids done, yo. Plug to Auntie Nunu's if you were in the southeast. I want to give you too much information as to where the Chocolate Noobs is. But yeah, she had decided to take the boom shakalaka because she wasn't going to be allowed to continue with her business unless, of course, she had. And I told her, Auntie, you didn't have to take this thing. I mean, yes, they're telling you have to do this, but you can apply for an exemption. If they fine you, you can challenge this. But she wasn't aware of this. She just thought she had to do it. And she was not feeling well. In fact, she told me that she got this thing about a week ago, and she felt as if she was out of her body. She'd been sick. She had a headache. And she was warned that there may be some adverse reactions, but she wasn't told it would be anything like this. She actually had this skin condition where parts of her... She's a chocolate soul sister. And parts of her skin were turning white. It's like she had vitiligo in certain parts of her skin, you know? It's almost as if, like... It's like you people are trying to turn us white, yo. Trying to take away our melanin, yo. But literally, her skin was turning white. And it was very uncomfortable for her. And I told her that she should see his GP. She showed me what she had read, the information that was sent to her. And basically, she wasn't given much information at all. Basically, just booked an appointment at a clinic last minute because she'd been trying to avoid this thing as long as she could, like most of the people, I would imagine, a lot of the people here in Australia, mate. And she wasn't told jack. She was sent a message. In fact, I read the message. Basically said her name. Thank you for getting your boom shakalaka boom shakalation. You are playing an important role in protecting our community. This is a reminder to complete the Victorian Department of Health boom shakalation follow-up survey to let us know how you feel after receiving the boom shakalaka. It's got a link. Please note, if you experience a reaction and seek care or advice from a doctor, Aboriginal healthcare worker, or hospital, you may be contacted by your doctor or Victorian Department of Health for more details. So if you express that you've received some kind of symptom, you may receive a follow-up call. And the thing is, I mean, she didn't report any of this, you know. I wanted to report this thing, but I was going to report this today, but the cutoff date is already expired. So here she is. She's gotten this adverse reaction. And, you know, she's concerned about getting the next jab, the booster or whatever it is. And I tell her she doesn't have to. In fact, it actually says that if you have booked or received your second dose or have been advised by a healthcare professional to not receive your second dose, please disregard this message. So essentially they're stipulating that, yeah, you may have received an adverse reaction. And in that case, you don't have to go in for another appointment. But she was still inclined to go ahead for this thing, the second one. So you have to imagine, because a lot of people don't really understand what is going on, or let alone what they're agreeing to, and are just going to go ahead and get their second shot. I would imagine, like my auntie, fortunately I told her that she should see a GP, ask for an exemption, explain the adverse reactions, and as God is my witness, she is not getting another one. You know, not as long as the chocolate Nubian is taking care of her. And, you know, I wanted to get in touch with her earlier because I thought this might be a problem. But this is the tricky thing, right, we're all facing. It's like you want to tell people, you want to advise people, but you don't want to push people. You can't. You can only bring a horse to water, right? You can't make him drink. And so many people don't even want to be led to the water. They're like, oh, look, man, you conspiracy theory. Oh, I don't want to listen to anything you have to say. That's what my folks are saying to me, They're pretending that they're informed, even though they don't have a fucking clue what's going on. I mean, if what happened to my auntie is indicative of what most people go through in terms of what they're provided, the information they provided, they just send a message with a link, and they don't even check out the link, don't know about any of the adverse reactions of the boom shakalaka, they just agree to it. Well, yeah, don't be surprised when you find yourself having, the adverse reactions, and God forbid something bad happens to you. The frustrating thing is so many people are uninformed. And I went on to explain to her not just the information that you can find on the TGA website that she was unaware of, but what was within what she'd taken, which most of us don't know, unless you're a chocolate Nubian, a wisdomatic truth bomber that has decided to do a lot more research than the average Momo, and they have no idea what it is, have no idea about the new technology. And once I was apprehensive sharing this stuff to her, but look, she had to be aware of it. She was not on board with it. She did this because she felt like she didn't have a choice. But I had to remind her, hey, Auntie Nunu, do you not know that you always have a choice? There's always a choice, ladies and gentlemen. So hopefully you guys have learned something from this story. First of all, you always have a choice. There are exemptions you can apply for if you don't want to. If you want to go ahead with this, if you want to give up your body because you're such a beautiful person, you love sacrificing yourself to the beautifuls.
You want to sacrifice yourself to me? Yes, I will take the sacrifice.
By all means, sacrifice yourself. But if I find you trying to coerce people to sacrifice themselves, well, the chocolate Nubian is going to come after you. And I just want you guys to be aware that you don't have to. You can, one, challenge the fines. You see, everyone thinks they have to be a good person, but part of being good, like part of seeing goodness in action is to actually have courage and to do that which you're most afraid of. It's a lot easier for people just to do things that they're told to do because it doesn't take much courage to do that. Oh, I'll do it. I'm a good person. But to actually do things that are really scary, they typically are the good things. Like the best kinds of people in this world are the people that are doing shit that no one else wants to do because it's really hard. It's really dangerous. It requires courage. Goodness is not good unless, of course, it is courage in motion. Ladies and gentlemen, let that be a lesson to you. You need to stand against the tyranny, stand against the mandates, unless, of course, you want to be your way all the way to quarantine camps. Anyway, be sure to like this video, tell your mom, tell your friends. Check out the Patreon of the Chocolate Noobs. And remember, there are 3 things that cannot remain hidden for long. The sun, the moon, and the wisdomatic truth bombs of the chocolate Nubian Sobrada from Ghana, West Africa. Ow!
What is liberty?
What the? Who says you can't build muscle on a vegan diet?
What's it like being a hottie in the vegan community?
There are no political solutions, only technological ones.
The economics of the system don't allow multiple competing systems to survive.
Engineering, technology, these arts of humanity, they are magic.